Hello and welcome to an album a day, day 176, going through my vinyl collection and album a day. Today I've got an interesting find. I was out of town and of course, what do you do when you're out of town? You go to a used record store when you collect vinyl, see what you can get when you're away from your local selections that you've looked over 50 times already. I happened to just randomly see this. It was in the front of one of the used bins for like $4 or $5, and I could not pass it up. I've only listened to it a couple of times, so I'm not very familiar with the songs and how they relate to the titles, but I will just say, as a general overview, this is a very enjoyable album for me. The reason that I got it is because at the time I was the studio session drummer for the band Era Patches, and our keyboard player was David Stone. David, of course, who I've been a big fan of growing up with Rainbow. He played with Symphonic Slam and with Max Webster, Universal Juveniles. Couldn't believe I found this out. Just completely random and out of the blue. How do I not get it for a couple of bucks, right? So this came out in 1980, and this is a 1980 Mercury pressing. And I have to say, it is in very, very good condition. Yeah, I mean, there's a few clicks and pops, not a big deal. Like, I almost welcome that at this point when I'm listening to vinyl, because if I don't want that, why am I listening on vinyl? You know, it's kind of part of the experience. Even when I would get a new album, let's say it's 1985 and I get a new album, I put the needle on for the first time, I'm going to get some clicks and pops. That's just the way it is. But what's really interesting about this is who is in the band. So here is the front cover. Here is the back cover. I like this little flame he's got going here. That's kind of neat. But it's the lineup of the band that's really interesting. So we have Max Webster is, and this is who's in the band. Kim Mitchell, as in Might As Well Go for a Soda, Kim Mitchell. Excellent song, by the way. On guitar and vocals, we have Gary McCracken on drums, Dave Miles, M-Y-L-E-S, on bass, Pi Dubois. Lyrics also playing with the Websters are Doug Riley, Neil Peart, that's right, Terry Watkinson, Alex Lifeson, David Stone, well, he's here as Dave Stone, Geddy Lee, produced by Jack Richardson and Jar Productions. So, I mean, you've got Rush on the album, you've got David Stone, you've got Kim Mitchell. I mean, this is a really great lineup, and the stuff on here, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's pretty progressive. I think that the best thing I can say about it is to just give it a listen. You know, if you can find it online somewhere is fine. But yeah, give it a whirl, because it's if you're into interesting music, I think it's a great album. Now, David had some good things to say about it when I asked him about it. There were things he wasn't happy with. I think the production was one of the things. I don't mind it because this is my first experience with it, so it's not like I've got anything to compare it to. But the insert is really interesting too. Very colorful, very cartoonish, which I like. This is the kind of doodles I would do when I'm sitting on the phone, waiting for somebody, or even sometimes talking to somebody. Love that little that mouth that looks like an air vent from a car. This is sort of, is it Dr. Seuss or is it something else? I can't think of the character. It might be more Muppets. Can't think of it for sure. But yeah, the saxophone player on the Muppets. I think that's who that reminds me of. But anyway, yeah, really cool. So it's got the lyrics. They're all written, looks like they're all written by hand, which is cool. And then except, you know, one here is typed and then some in the back. But it's interesting because it feels very alive, very, very much like they did this on purpose. Love the layout. It's really interesting to look at, better than just a regular lyric sheet. So you got that. The jacket is in really good shape. There's a little bit of a sticker I haven't gotten off yet. A little bit of shelf wear, but for the most part, it's in pretty good shape. Just a little rough on the corners and stuff, and on the album edge, of course, that's from pushing it back into the shelf. But yeah, really good album, guys. Like I said, if you're into some progressive stuff, would be worth a listen. If you can find it online, I'm not sure. My first and only interaction with this has been this vinyl. But like I said, I've listened to it a couple times, really enjoyed it, and maybe you will too. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. It is Friday the 13th. Didn't have any horror soundtracks or anything to really correlate to today. Otherwise, you know, if I had like a Friday the 13th, I was going to get the Stranger Things soundtrack, but I couldn't figure out which one because I think I like season two's music the best, but it doesn't look like they actually have a season two album. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure what's going on for them, but I don't really have any horror soundtracks. So this was a great album that I picked for you for today, and I hope that you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.